Hey, welcome back to the Side Hustle Heroes HQ podcast. We've got Jim, Ed, and Andrew. Hey, Andrew, how's it going?
It's going well.
Excellent.
Hey, it's pretty cool. The earnings from I don't know, I think last month, a couple months ago, the earnings paid for my new MacBook Air, my Amazon influencer earnings. How cool is that?
That is cool. Fun to buy some toys with your extra earnings, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, I'm using that computer. We're upgrading, guys. And now I'm not using this microphone over here is probably fine. The camera is probably fine, but yeah, I like the camera. It's a 1080p. It's a MacBook Air M2. It seems to be pretty good so far. I really like it.
Yeah, I have too recently upgraded a lot of my hardware. I've got a newer iPad that I'm running this through, and then I've got a new to me MacBook Pro. It's a 2019, but still again, new to me that I'm using. And yeah, it's nice to have better working hardware. Let me tell you what we've got in store today. This is going to be a really good podcast. We're going to, of course, go over our numbers. We're going to do that right here at the beginning. Andrew, if we have time, is going to wrap up some of our software services and things that we use. I know people are interested in knowing kind of how we do things. Also, the big news is we're going to have a couple of guests on here. These are the people that Jill mentioned a couple podcasts ago with VidTurbocharged. They've got a very interesting story. I can't wait to talk to them. And then, yeah, we're going to go over a few things after that, time permitting, and we'll go over that as they come. But Andrew, why don't you go ahead and kick us off with your numbers?
Yeah, it's really good to see the sales increasing finally. It's back to where we were before. I looked at a lot of times I don't just look at the dollar amounts. I made $42 yesterday, but what's good about that is it's about 20 sales, which is great. I've had some days when I have 5 sales and I make $50 or something. And that's okay. But I want to see those where I'm selling a lot of different products, a low price, high price, and sometimes you get those high price products in there and you make $100. But lately I've been sort of at the 30 to 40 range every day, which puts me sort of in that, $1,000, $1,200, $1,500 range, which I'm really happy with the number of videos I have, which is close to 150, 160. It really motivates me to do more videos. And just a little sneak peek, little tease here. The guests we're having on today are going to talk about how you can exponentially grow the number of videos that you've got. Really, you guys stay tuned for that, okay? Stay tuned because I think it's really going to be something you guys want to hear. Last 7 days, $180. Last 30 days, $652. It's creeping up. I really believe that next couple of weeks we'll be trending. I'll be trending more towards $1,000 in the last 30 days or a little bit higher. Pretty stoked about that. And yeah, I'm starting to get motivated again. But Jim, I have to give it to you. Just something I was just thinking about. When the numbers were a little bit low, when the whole stuff going on with Amazon, there's a lot of people were complaining about what's going on, or not complaining, but just concerned.
Yeah,
we just kept on creating videos. That really is a great principle in a lot of ways, where there's almost a little bit of a confidence that you said, I don't know for sure if it's coming back, but I do know that I want to continue to be a member of Amazon Influencer, and I continue to create videos. And now that it's back again, you'll reap the fruits. Those people who sat in the sideline and waited for the coach to call their number, but they weren't really ready to go back in the game, right? Those people, they weren't really fit anymore. They weren't really ready to play the game. They were just like, oh, shoot, I have to dust off my camera now, right?
Yeah, it's a lot like it's kind of like when you're buying stocks, preferably like for your retirement or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You put in a certain amount every month, and when the stock market goes up, a lot of people like to get in there and go, oh man, the stock market's hot, let's buy. Things are going up. But you should just be buying steadily. You should just be buying when the stocks are going down. You're getting them on a discount.
That's
buy
right.
them when they're going up. The stocks are going up. They're growing. So if the Amazon influencers is paying a lot of money right now, you should be making videos. If they're paying less money, keep making videos so that whenever they are making money again, that you've got the videos, you've done the groundwork, you're ready to go. So before we get into our numbers, though, Andrew, let's get a quick word from our sponsor. Hey, it's Jim Ed from Side Hustle Heroes HQ. If you hadn't seen enough of Andrew and I and want a little bit more, well, guess what? We have a course coming out. It's coming out soon. And if you want to be notified and be the first to be notified, all you have to do is go to azinfluencer.com. That's proven, the letter A, the letter Z, and influencer.com. Or you can simply text influencer to 507 800 0090. Again, that's influencer 507 800 0090. That's my cell phone number. Just kidding. But we'll let you know as soon as the class comes out. Okay. So my numbers, yes, I've been thankful and blessed, just like you, Andrew. My numbers have gone up, and hopefully that is here to stay. Yesterday was one of my higher days in probably a couple months. I had $242 for yesterday. Nice. And then for the last 7 days, I'm at 1,003. If you'll remember, last week I was just over 800. Now I'm more on a pace of 4,000 on a 30-day period than I am on 3,000. But we've got some old stuff where it was slow. My last 30 days is trending upward to 3,600. 3,654 is the last 30 days, where last time we talked, which was a little less than a week ago, I was at more like 3,200, somewhere around in there. Yes, things do look like they're going up. Numbers of items shipped is over 50 again for me. Generally, mine go between 50 and 75 a day, and I'm at 54 a day. And my clicks are back up over 500, which is normal. I'm at 608 for clicks. But yeah, everything is looking a lot more like it used to. Middle carousel looks like it's back in business, which is probably most of the results for these improved numbers. Would you agree with that, Andrew?
Yeah. Have you noticed also that there's more related products that are showing up, also products that you haven't reviewed that are showing up on your sales list?
I haven't, actually. I have been looking through, and I haven't really.
You haven't noticed, or you haven't got any sales from related products?
I haven't. Most of the products that I've seen haven't been from related products. They've been from the products that I have reviewed.
Yeah, I'd say most for sure. I've seen a couple. Like I saw some nails. I was using a nail gun, and there were some nails that I sold, which I thought was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I noticed the other day going through, I downloaded a bunch of stuff from September 1st and was kind of searching out some specific items. One of the suppliers was asking me for some numbers on something. I started looking through, and like, I guess the 3 letters that I punched in to find the product was the same 3 letters as some shorts that I had reviewed. And, typically, if you do like I do, I'll look at my numbers. I'll put them in descending order, the most expensive on top. And I don't get down to the shorts a lot of times. They'll show 25 on the first page. If I have 54 items sold like I did yesterday, mostly I don't get to the second page. But I was really surprised to see how many pairs of shorts that I had sold that had been purchased through my deal since September. So, just keep in mind, if it's a quick, easy product to do, go ahead and knock it out, because it does add up.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, are my eyes playing tricks on me? For those watching, it looks like a Christmas tree to me. Is that actually a Christmas tree? Jim Ed, what's the story behind that? I mean, it's October. It's October 24th. So,
well, Andrew, it's always Christmas in my heart.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's one of those beautiful things I've ever heard you say.
Yeah, no, it's actually a joke from a online person from back in the day. Little girl would say, it's just like, it's always Halloween in my soul. But anyway, yeah, I got this Christmas tree sent to me to review.
I'm sorry, I cut you off. Go ahead.
Yeah, I got this Christmas tree here to review, and separately, I got the ornaments to review on here as well. You can't see too many of them, but they're on here.
Did you get it for free, Jim Ed?
Yes, that come to me at no cost.
Well, that's fantastic. Is that because of Amazon Influencer?
It is. Yes.
How cool is that, guys? So, hey, everyone out there who's Amazon influencers, we hear from you. We hear from you, okay? But I want to hear from you guys more. Who's getting some free stuff from, because of doing Amazon Influencer?
Yeah, put it on the Facebook page. Put something cool that you've got on the Facebook. Yeah, Facebook group. See if you've got anything cooler than a $389 welder that I've gotten. I bet you have, but that was pretty cool for me.
Is that the most expensive product that you've gotten for free?
Yes.
Let's see, what have I
Can't
got?
think of anything more expensive.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what the most expensive product I've gotten is.
There were several items I was supposed to maybe get that never come to fruition, but that's
Yeah,
too.
I've got a couple of those too, like where they're going to send it and I'm all excited about it. And it's like, I didn't get it. Like, yeah, sorry, the company backed
Yeah,
out
the
or something.
seller changed
You
their
get some of
mind.
those too? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I was supposed to get a $700 battery power bank.
yeah.
That's like would run some major stuff, but yeah, didn't happen.
Yeah, I've gotten some cool things though. I'm just trying to remember that maybe it's $50 or something, but nothing really too expensive. But I enjoy getting the things. I enjoy getting the products and doing the reviews.
For
I think
sure.
it's a lot of fun. So, okay, cool. What else do we want to talk about? We got a few minutes until our guests come on, but I could talk a little bit about some of this, just wrap up some of the software and services that I'm actually using for my business. And you may have a couple of things too. I think you've already talked about that one.
Kanban aboard.
Yeah.
Canvana. I bet you
Yeah.
didn't put that in the notes for last week, did you?
I was in there 2 weeks ago. I put in those show notes 2 weeks ago when we
Did you?
mentioned it.
Good for
I
you,
did.
man.
Yeah,
Good for
dude.
you.
Always. Yeah.
This guy, man, he really takes care of us over here on the podcast. You know, you can thank Andrew. Drop him a note in the Facebook group that he does a good job. If you look in the show notes, there's all kinds of information there from our podcast. If you missed it, it's easier just to stroll through the show notes than it is to try to go back and find out what was said or whatever. Chances are Andrew's got it recorded there.
And guys, I know a lot of you all are listening. I'm pretty sure you guys are listening to it when you're on your walks or just driving, and you don't think, oh, if this is the situation, this is the case, or you agree with this, let us know. I think that's probably one of the reasons we don't hear back sometimes, Jim Ed. But guys, if you're on your computer right now or in a place where you can just get in the Facebook group, would love to hear. We've asked this a couple of times. I might just throw a survey in the Facebook group, but are you guys interested in guests? First of all, I think the answer is yes, based on our numbers. But number two, are you guys good with guests that talk about side hustles other than just Amazon influencer? I'm just really curious about that. I know that a lot of you all are here because of Amazon influencer. Would that alienate you? Would that be something where you're like, man, I'm only here to listen about Amazon influencer? Or are you open to new ideas, to new side hustles? Because there's several people that we've come across that we've been networking with that have some pretty interesting businesses, and we'd love to have them on, but we just want to make sure that's something that you guys want to do. I would love to hear from some of you if you like the idea of that. I will throw a survey out there since that's what I did for a living before June. Let us know. Let us know for sure, because I like it. I'm excited about myself doing that. I think Jim Ed is as well, but we want to put you guys first and make sure it's something that you guys are interested in listening to or watching.
Yeah, please put that survey together, Andrew. That would be great. And yes, please jump on there and knock that out for us. We appreciate it.
Okay, great. Let's go ahead. Unless you have anything else, I can just wrap up the services and software that I use. Sound good,
Yep,
Jim Ed?
let's do it.
All right, cool. Amazon, there's probably more than just the things I'm going to mention to you, but Amazon is certainly my core business right now. And I use several services. One of them is Inventory Lab. What's great about it is it lets me keep track of my profits. That's one of the things too, where it's a big issue sometimes with like, oh, I'm making a lot of money on Amazon, but how much profit am I making? There's a lot of inventory costs and Amazon costs. If you're doing Amazon and you don't have some way to track your profits, you can get yourself in a lot of trouble. Inventory Lab was one of my favorite services. It also helps you in the prepping process. Like when you're boxing, you can put box content information, and you can actually pay for your entire shipment, and it prints all the labels out for Amazon. You can bypass Amazon entirely in the process. It used to be it takes you up to this step, and then it throws you over to Amazon. You wrap it up. You don't have to do that anymore. You can do everything through Inventory Lab, and let me tell you what, it saves a ton of hassle. Because when it didn't work like that, there was always some issue having to redo things. Lifesaver for sure. If you're doing Amazon FBA, Amazon resell, nothing better. Okay, Keepa is something else I use as well. Keepa basically helps you see how well products are selling on Amazon. Now that's something they do have there's a free tool you can use. If you guys Amazon influencers, you might want to check out Keepa because there is a paid tool, but the free one might be useful. Why am I mentioning this for Amazon influencers? Because a lot of times if you have 5 products you want to review, and you see all of them have a lot of reviews for them, or maybe some don't have as many reviews, or the only thing you have to go on is it's selling really well. You want to review products that are actually selling, right, Jim Ed? If it's not selling, do you really want to do it?
Right,
Unless it's a brand
exactly.
new product, right? Okay. One additional thing other than just the reviews, obviously you can look at the reviews and say, wow, see a lot of reviews lately, must be selling really well. That's good. But what Keepa also does is it shows you how often that product is selling, which is really cool. So you can see trend lines. Really cool. Check that out as well. Supporting services that I use. This is not necessarily just for Amazon. This is in general. I buy domains. I do have some websites. I've used GoDaddy to buy the domains. Aweber is to send. I've had Aweber for probably 10 years. It's great if you want to send emails out. So when we're building a mailing list for our Side Hustle Heroes HQ. And I'm going to use Aweber to send out emails, which is great. Great way to be able to target your list or segment your list by different groups of people. I use that for a lot of my businesses. Google, I use Google for email hosting instead of having something like, Andrew, or let's just say sidehustleheroes@gmail.com is what we use. If you really wanted to do it right, it would be Andrew@sidehustleheroeshq.com. It's more professional looking. And if you have a business, it's probably better than using Gmail. Now, if you're using this for your business, I'm not trying to say you're doing the wrong thing. It's just a little bit more professional with Google. I like that a lot. It's not very expensive either. Web hosting. I use GatorHost. It's GatorHost is good. Is it called GatorHost? I think it's called GatorHost. Yeah. I've used that for a while. If you have a website, if you need a website, it's good for you have to have something to host your website. And then Shopify. Anytime you want to do e-commerce website, Shopify is the way to go. I have that as well. Taxes. No one likes taxes very much, but I have so much stuff going on with my numbers coming in and out. I want to be able to track what's going on. I use QuickBooks Online now. I made the plunge. And one thing to consider is if you're an accountant, if you have an accountant that uses QuickBooks Online, you might want to check with them to see if they can give you a special discount on accounts, because most of them, in fact, my accountant actually he uses it and he's able to give me an account underneath him. Something just to consider as well. That's the software. Those are some of the top software services I use, and I try to go around and cancel some of the things that I was not using a lot, but these are the ones that I've used for a while and will continue to use, and they're kind of must-haves for my business.
Very cool. For me, I'll just go over just a couple little things. We got a couple minutes before our guests arrive. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm using a MacBook Pro. I'll use that for some of the editing, and I just use iMovie that's built in because the editing on my YouTube, that's kind of what I got used to. And on top of that, the editing for Amazon influencers is extremely basic. So, and I'm used to it. I can fly through it pretty quick on the videos that even need to edit at all. I'll use that. I do the podcast here on the iPad. This is not sure what version. I got it refurbished off of Amazon. So it's probably one generation behind. It works great. I use that with the Cabana board. That can also be used on my phone. And let me go in really quick, Andrew. Hopefully I won't, have anybody fall asleep at the wheel here listening to this driving. But when you start getting some free product in, once you get just a few items, I was talking to Cody this morning that was on the podcast, and he has gotten to this point where he sees about 14 items coming. He's got 5 that just arrived, and he can see where you can get in the weeds pretty fast. What I do is on the Cabana board, I have a whole list of columns, and then each column will have the link, the name of the product, who it's from, and then the shooting requirements. That way, it's all in one spot. I just have to find it on that board, and I'll have them in different columns, and you can just like push your hand on the column and move it to a different column. Like the first column is approved. Yeah. And then the next one is like we was talking earlier. Sometimes you don't get everything. Sometimes it just sits in the approved column, like that battery bank I was hoping to get. So I check back with them. I'm like, hey, I haven't gotten this yet. Is it still coming? No, it looks like the seller's not they've changed their mind. Okay. That doesn't get moved out. That just gets put away since it's not happening. But once they are received, I'll move them over to the received, and then I'll move them over to the video needs edit, that kind of thing. It really helps you stay organized, because what happens is it's living on the Instagram app, Instagram message, and it could have been from any one of about 15 different people that send me things. And then you're starting to search through, and it's like, well, we haven't talked about this item that I'm standing in front of to review now for 3 weeks, and we've communicated it 15 times, and which person was it from? And here we are, we're wanting to go ahead and the edit's finished. I need to upload it, and I need to find the exact product link. That Cabana board is a tremendous help. Yeah, I'm all Apple products, including using an iPhone 13 Pro for the video capture, and I use a gimbal by DJI, I believe it is. DJI or DJI.
Back to the other product, is better than Google Sheets in your opinion? Sounds like it probably is.
The problem with Google Sheets is you're going to have this link that's usually not too long, but you're going to have a description in one of the columns that's, super long.
Yeah.
But Google Sheets could work as well. I mean, like I said in a previous podcast, that program that I'm using cost me like $20 a year. Whatever works best for you.
Something else too, I think that I mentioned this, and I don't know if you do this a lot.
Hey, one thing, let me hold that thought just a sec. One thing that is huge when using all Apple products that works for me is I'll be sitting on my phone in the evening, 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, typically is about when they start coming online in China and start sending me stuff. I'll be sitting in front of the TV, and I'll just jump over on the iPad on that Cabana board, and I'll hit record, and I'll say like the name of the person, Amber, let's say, and then I'll say what the product is, and then I'll turn the microphone back off, and I'll copy it on my Instagram message from my phone, and then I'll paste it onto the iPad. It's really a quick back and forth. I'm working off of 2 screens, and that just works really well. I guess you could probably do something similar on the Google Sheets. That could work too. That might be a little helpful hack there as well.
Yeah, I was going to say that's great, and I'm excited also because what I usually do is I will video a product with my phone, and then in order to get it to my computer where I edit it, I like to edit it using Descript on my desktop. I have to upload to Google Drive, download it from Google Drive, and then send it over to Descript. It's just a pain. Now, with this, I tried this the other day. I had a video on my phone. I airdropped it to my MacBook Air, and it took 2 seconds. Look, literally 2 seconds. It's on my computer. It's good to go to Descript. I know you said that you don't do that a lot. I'm actually kind of surprised you don't. I mean, I know you like to record videos directly on your phone, just go with it, just upload directly to Amazon Influencer at that point, right? But but when you're editing, you said
I've got something for you on that.
Okay.
So now
let's wrap this up real quick because our guests are here, but let's go ahead and just wrap that up real quick, or else you want to just do that at the end.
That'll be quick. Since you're on Mac now, what you can do is, and you may be able to do this anyway, but it'll be handy. Since you're on Mac now, just get up on the iCloud on your computer, and you'll be able to access everything that's on the cloud, which is everything that's on your phone. And you can.
How is that better than doing airdropping?
It's better because it's going to have all the videos. Instead of having to search out each video and airdrop it over, they're all right there on the cloud. You can download the 3 videos you need to put together. You're good to go. And then it's definitely better than the Google Drive where you go on your phone, I need to upload these 3 videos. They're already automatically uploading to your cloud from your phone.
My iCloud's full, but maybe it's this.
They sell extra storage. I pay $10 a month for a terabyte.
Gotcha. Sounds good. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and bring our guest in.
Welcome, Christie and Lindsey. Great to have you on.
Thank you much. Good to be here.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Well, Andrew and I got to talk to Christie briefly on the phone and get to learn a little bit about what all they have been able to accomplish through the Amazon Influencer Program. And we've got a few things that we'd like to know about you guys. Christie, why don't you kick us off and tell us a little bit about you, what's been going on with you, and all that fun stuff.
Oh gosh, where to begin, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've one of those people that has tried a little bit of everything just to see kind of what worked. When my husband and I lived in Florida, we owned a contracting business for like 12 years, sold that, moved here to California. And then since then is when we started to work on building our online business. And really it started with just kind of side hustling, more web design, freelancing. I had an Etsy shop. Little by little, I was growing a subscriber list, and then I started to get into affiliate marketing, and then now doing Amazon influencer, as well as a Canva creator. I keep myself busy with lots of different things, multi-passionate, as they say.
Yeah, sounds
it.
like it. Yeah. Actually, I've never heard that expression before. I saw that on your bio. I was like, that's cool. I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah.
It's on Andrew's bio now too. So
Yeah, actually, I'm going to steal that. So if you don't mind.
Yeah, I don't like to be stuck in a box, basically. So.
Yeah.
I hear
That's
that.
really cool. Yeah. What about you, Lindsay?
Yeah, I have worked in nonprofit for over a decade, and I've kind of always had a side hustle. And don't judge me for this, but I was in direct sales, did really well with that, promoted to the top of a company, but it was just never really my passion.
Mm-hmm.
And with nonprofit, you obviously don't make a very big salary. And I wanted to find something else that could replace that income.
Yeah.
And started, dabbling in all of the different courses online. I've spent tens of thousands of dollars, I'm sure, at this point, trying to find something that actually works. And about a year ago, I found out that the nonprofit that I work for was going to have a possible merger and I would possibly be losing my job. And back in the spring, I found out that that was for sure a thing. I was going to lose my job in August. And so I was like, I've got to get serious about this online side hustle thing. Randomly came across the Amazon influencer program, Simple Profit System by Travis Stevenson, and it was $97. When you spent thousands of dollars on courses, like $97 is an instant purchase, right? Signed up, that was middle of March, and had a following on Instagram, and I got into the influencer program pretty quickly. And then did my 3 on-site videos and was approved a week later. And basically it's been rolling since, and then took off with the affiliate marketing side as well. And it's been really fun. So
that's awesome. Yeah. We talked about Travis on our last podcast. I don't know if you listened to the last podcast, but yeah, he did a State of the Union and we listened to that. And it was great. We did a recap of that last week. Yeah.
Of course, Andrew,
your last podcast.
You got to remember that's been up for like less than 24 hours though, right?
I think I just saw it get posted. So.
Yeah.
We got people listening to it. I got my numbers. Let me see our numbers here. Just kidding.
I just heard the last one. So yeah, I got to play catch up, it looks like.
Oh, cool. Well, thanks for listening. That's awesome.
Jim had scolded me for not getting up on Sunday night. Sunday night, guys, I know that's when we usually get the podcast up. So going forward, I'm going to try to get that podcast up Sunday night. Really appreciate you guys being interested. Our audience likes to jump on that really quickly once it's uploaded. Sorry, guys. I'll start doing it on Sundays. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, go ahead, Jim.
It sounds like both of you all are Amazon influencers. Is that correct?
Correct, yes.
Cool.
That's right.
And do you both live in California?
I'm actually in Oklahoma City.
Okay, cool. But
in California.
Yeah. Do y'all talk quite a bit on the phone? Or
mostly over Voxer, right?
Yeah, we're both in the higher up program with Travis and his super affiliate system. And I actually had purchased a product of Christie's through her Canva designs. I mean, probably years ago. I've been on her email list for forever. Saw her name in the Voxer and I was like, wait a second. I think that's the person that emails me all the time. So I ended up messaging her and I was like, hey, is this you? And she was like, that's totally me. I was like, I saw your stuff before. So that was really
small world.
I know. I thought that was so cool. You just never know who you're going to end up biz buddies with, right?
Yeah, no doubt. Andrew, you're part of Travis's program too, right?
Yeah, I got the $97 course. And then I was on that other thing for a little while. It was like whatever, that monthly thing, but I canceled that part. I just bought the original course, and I get his, I'm on his Facebook group, and I continue to get some of those things from him when he has his State of the Unions, and he has a lot of free information, which is great. I've learned a ton from him. I really do like him.
He offered all of this stuff, and I was like, he's literally doing this for free. Like, what is he going to offer in his higher up program? And I ended up going that route and knew I needed to do that, and it's been great since.
Awesome. Well, I was going to ask you guys, I don't know how much you want to share as far as numbers wise, but I know that you did the this or that, right? You did a ton of videos. And so I'm really curious, what your average numbers, maybe monthly numbers, revenue were before the promotion and then after. And so I know if you're comfortable sharing how much you made during the promotion, but I'm really curious how your trajectory has changed even after the promotion as far as what your numbers are. Does that make sense? So even if you just want to share in general percentages, that's fine. I don't want you guys to feel uncomfortable that we want to know your numbers, but it would just kind of help our listeners to see wow, what you did. And then that's a great it's a great segue. And then we can talk about how you did this. How are you able to create so many videos? But I don't know, that's a 5-part question. Sorry. But, yeah. Would you mind starting, Christy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure thing. Now, as I won't give obviously exact numbers on anything, I'll give you ranges for the most part.
Great. Yeah.
But monthly, I would say I was doing, between 5 and 1,000 per month. Just doing a few. I really wasn't doing that many videos. Like I said, I was going kind of at a snail's pace because we had a lot of family issues going on. My mother-in-law has cancer, and we were just dealing with some heavy things. And then our air conditioner broke over the summer during like the hottest month of the year in August. It was pretty bad. But even with all that going on, I was still making an income, ongoing each month. But when the incentive came along, I was at first not going to even do it. I was like, there's no way. I'm not doing no 500 something videos on comparing things and with all the details of it. But then I got to thinking, you know what? I need this money. And there is a way to do this. And it really came down to numbers and repetition and repurposing. And I think, for Lindsey as well, she just had a little bit different method of doing it, but there was just no way we were going to be able to do that many videos unless we had some kind of organized method to go about doing it.
Yeah.
And that's how I was able to do that. Just creating unique videos is the key word.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got to, you gave me access to your program. I thought it was great. Number one. The only thing that was like, I wish I would have had this information before I started this or that program, because I totally did not take advantage of the program. I made low hundreds of dollars with
You did like 2 videos, and then I did 0.
No, yeah. I think I did. I think I made about 300 off of it. I did like 6 videos, and my suppliers from China was helping me out with some things. Like, it was interesting. They actually bought a competitor's product and sent both products to me to compare. But when I was going through your program, I was like, I wish I would have had this information sooner.
It totally opens your mind. And I think that's where I've come from when I first started is I was just going slow, just doing one video here, one video there. And, it really helped. It forced me to open my mind and think about, videos in a different way, that it doesn't just have to be one product per video. You can have multi-product videos, and then you can switch them around and have different themes with them. Now, when I get products, I automatically think of how many types of videos can I make with this and combinations. And it just takes such a weight off. That way I'm not, working slow like I was before.
Sounds like, before you were like 500 to 1,000 a month, somewhere in that range. And then obviously you get that huge burst whenever you did all those videos. And then after, it sounds like there's a couple things. You're probably still getting money from those videos that you uploaded, right? And second, now for new products, you're creating a lot of new videos as well. It's a really good pace, and it's going to continue to, to move your numbers up and up and up as time goes on.
Exactly. And like I said, our air conditioner had broke, and that was over 10,000, and that's what I needed. And that's what I got was over 10K to go towards, a much needed expense and cover that. And it just really helped me to see that how important it is, when those incentives come along, to find a way to do it. There's no way I would have been able to do those videos if I hadn't had a different way of going about it.
That's awesome. So what about you, Lindsey?
Yeah, whenever I started in March, I think I got approved like March 17th. I had just like 13 days before the end of the month. I made a little over $100. And then every month since then, it's been anywhere between $1,800 and $3,500. And I will just say that I went really hard on making videos in the beginning. I was seeing people in the Amazon influencer crew, like group, how much they were making. And I was like, hey, this is a way that I can scale. This is a way that whenever I lose my job in August, like this can be backup income for me. And I literally just like made video after video. Like there was one day where I literally got in my pantry and I pulled all the items out, and everybody's like, how do you find all of these items? And I had bought a house in 2020, and I don't like to shop. Everything in my house is basically from Amazon because it came to my door.
Yeah, there you go.
But I just kept using the scanning tool on the Amazon app and was able to find many different like furniture products that I wasn't able to locate by searching, and just kept making videos. I went to family and friends' houses, Airbnbs, all of those things. But then literally the first two incentives that came out whenever I was officially an Amazon influencer, I wasn't invited to. And those were both for $2,500. And I was like super bummed. I was like, everybody else is having a way to like make all this extra income and I don't get that. And then literally the day after I was laid off from my job, the next one came through for this incentive for the $12,500. And I was like, I have all the time in the world. Like, why am I not going to do this? And yes, it sounded like a huge undertaking to do 500 videos, but I was like, I have so many videos already. And like Christy said, repurposing them. Basically, I would take things that I had in my house, like for instance, a TV stand that I have is on Amazon, but I'd been to an Airbnb that also had a TV stand. I was stitching those two videos together, doing voiceovers, making it a new video, and then uploading it to Amazon. And I did that for probably a week and a half, and it just was taking a really long time to go back and find all the different videos and the ones that I wanted to put together. And I put together a whole spreadsheet of all the different items I knew that I could compare, and was going down that list, you know, one by one, and just recording some every single day. But again, it was just going too slow. And I started looking into like ways of like, how can I make this easier on myself, and invested in some products and did a little bit of the same system that Christy did, but also different. She used fewer products where I used more products, but I found a system that I was able to just set up where I could literally lay out my products in front of me, had basically a camera stand that was set up for me, and I could just grab one product and compare it to the next product, and then record that video, turn that off, and then record the next. And it was just, I got it down to a science of basically being able to record 20 to 25 videos in about 25 to 30 minutes if I like really.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. So you were able to do, you were able to max out the program or come close to it?
I did. I maxed it out, and I actually ended up doing, I think, 611 videos total. Because again, I knew, like, I didn't know if some of them would count, you know, you have those different categories and those types of things.
Some of mine didn't get counted, and I think that's why I didn't get the max. But she was smart. She did like an extra 100.
That is very smart.
I had the time, and I just did extra because I was like, I want to make sure I get it all.
Did you notice though, like when it was the incorrect category, if you tried to put the hashtag in there, it wouldn't let you?
I didn't have an issue with that, thankfully.
No, I didn't either. But so I only had 9 products.
Oh, well, when I would punch something in that was in a category that wasn't supported, it would show that hashtag as a symbol you couldn't use.
Oh,
because you know sometimes if you'll put an apostrophe, I think apostrophes are allowed, but like
special characters.
Yeah, they're not a lot of times. And I was noticing that, well, it's only going to let me use this special character only on qualified stuff. Well, seemingly. But yeah, but to your point still, though, you never know when they go, no, we don't like that one. We don't like that comparison. That don't count for whatever reason. So, but yeah, that's cool. 611. Wow. Yeah. I should probably apologize to everybody on the podcast because whenever I heard of these people, like not you guys specifically, but people on Facebook that were like, yeah, maxed out the program. I'm like, somebody made, I've been doing this since March. I've got 600 videos up and I feel like I've just been pounding the pavement really hard. And somebody's knocked out 500 videos in the course of, 4, 5, 6 weeks. I'm like, come on, I don't believe it.
That was really funny because he actually said it. And I was like, someone's making $10,000 on this. Someone made $10,000. I read it on a Facebook group, and you're like, yeah, whatever. And then someone actually in our group corrected and said, actually, there are people. I know these people, and they did. And then, like, he didn't say Jim Ed, but he kind of said it on our Facebook group, and then I think he responded. That was really funny. I like our listeners call us out and say, hey, you said this, but I believed it. I believed it was possible, and they all bought your course too, probably. So, right? That's why they're able to make so much money. So this is probably a good segue into what is this, you learned how to do these things, right? And you said, and then I guess tell us about what happened. Like, how that sort of led you to create this course that we're going to talk about, which is called VidTurbocharged, right?
Correct.
That's right, VidTurbocharged. And it's funny how it all came together because we, since we're in the same mastermind and, Voxer group, I had heard about her results and then she had heard about mine, and we got to see that we had similar methods. And I was like, you know what? We should do a course about this. And so I messaged her and I was like, what do you think? And we're like, yeah, let's do this. And Lindsey was like, do you think people is actually going to pay for something like this? And I was like, if it helps them to make more videos, I'd pay for it for sure. And I will say, I would never tell anybody to go and make 500 something videos. It was born out of that, of having to do that. But the idea is to be able to make more videos with less products, or, just to be able to do it in less time. And that was my issue. I just did not have time to be filming all these separate videos for things. And finding a way to do this has just helped me going forward to be more productive and organized and using strategy as well, as far as what kind of videos to make.
Yeah, and so the this or that promotion we talked about, it's called this or that, right? You guys are the experts on that. And that was very helpful for that process, comparing one product to another product, right? And then that promotion's over. There may be something similar to that in the future, but for those Amazon influencers that are listening to this, how can this course how can this help them? I think you're kind of hinting at that a little bit. How can this course help them to create videos faster? Or let me ask you this way, can it help them still, even after this promotion's over?
Well, Andrew, let me chime in on this a little bit.
Yeah.
I have gone through the course, and while it is definitely a game changer for going through a this or that program, I learned quite a few things. And I've been shooting videos since February 2019 for my YouTube channel, but these ladies had a lot of really good things, good takeaways, a lot of things to speed up the process. And, whenever you're doing a mass amount of videos, if you can just get 2 or 3 little takeaways from a class like that, it makes all the difference in the world, because that goes on, forever. So I'll let them answer, but just as an outside person that's taken the class, I want to say that there's, again, just a couple of takeaways all it takes, and there was several in there for me. So also some good news for the listeners. They've been generous enough to give our listeners a discount. We'll put all of that in at the end. But yeah, I mean, what are your all's thoughts on it? I can tell you personally, it's a game changer for me, and I'm looking forward to putting a lot of this stuff into use.
I was going to say, I agree as well. I ran through it as well, took the course, and it was really good. I learned quite a bit as well. So, but now coming from you, let's hear from you guys now about that.
Let Lindsey chime in this time.
Sure. So, and that was one of the things that I said to Christy. I was like, the incentive's over. Like, they might have another incentive like this, but we have no idea. They change their terms every single time.
Yeah.
And we really wanted to go at it as, how can we help people to, one, edit quicker, and to make quality videos faster. And Christy had a lot of the editing skills, whereas I was not editing much, but had the setup that really allowed me to make those videos quickly. And even if you're not doing a this or that promotion, which is what I show you, how I did that process of comparing one item to another. Yeah. It also helps you to get organized, so that whenever you are filming just one-off products, you have your background set up, it's good to go, and you know that you can just hit record. You're going to be able to record that product. But even if you just have those individual items lined up and ready to go, you can still knock those videos out one after another. And then Christy, if you do have to edit, her tips are really great for that as well. Yes, I think that it can definitely help people even outside of this or that incentive, for sure.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Most definitely. I know I'm going to keep using these methods, and Lindsey is great with setting up things, because I don't really have the best areas for filming and things like that. That's why I did the less videos, because I just took 9 headsets and I did my little video for each one. I did a little intro as well for each category. Here's my top 5 headphones, and so on. Just they'd be unique, but not be just the same thing over and over. They'd have a little something different with them. But it just really helps to open your mind. Like, wow, what could I do? I have 5 pluggable items that I bought this last week, and I can make multiple videos because I can have different ones that, that I feature in different videos. And so now I'm like, wow, I could make 50 videos. Whereas before I could barely make 20 videos or something. It just helps to take the pressure off of all the work when it comes to taking video, filming, as well as editing.
Even after promotion, do you find yourself buying products, buying to just for reviews, or are you mostly now being creative about doing these video reviews for products that you already have?
I still purchase products. I don't just purchase anything. There are certain tools that I use to find products that either don't have very many videos on the carousel. There's another program called Logi that I use as well. That's a whole nother segment, but that's just another tool, that I use as far as finding products to do videos for. So going forward for me, it's more like strategy than just trying to find every little paper clip or whatever to take a video of.
Right, makes sense. Okay, cool. So anything else about the program or the course that you'd like our listeners to know about?
Lindsey?
I'm trying to think. I think a lot of people really came to us, and that's kind of what caused us to create the course, is they were like, how did you do that? And how did you make those videos quickly? Like, they didn't believe it. And I remember still having people come to me and they knew how many I had been making. And they were like, how are you doing that? And I kind of shared my process with them, but they still couldn't quite wrap their head around it. And so after the incentive was over, I created a video for the people that were in our Voxer group, and I shared it with them. And some of the people that had asked me those questions, like, how did you do that, came to me and they were like, oh my gosh, I still did not wrap my head fully around what you were doing. And I wish that I had, because then I would have been able to also max out the program. I think that was kind of a takeaway for me, that even whenever I was explaining it to people, just thinking that everybody got it, they didn't necessarily fully understand it. And I think in our training, that really breaks down our entire process so that people can fully understand it and implement that in the future, not only for future incentives that may be that way, but also just for making videos in general.
I also wanted to mention also to make use of tools that are your disposal. I use ChatGPT, and that was a huge help. Just coming up with all the combinations of numbers, and also it helped me to create different titles and unique titles for every video, because I didn't want them all to just say the same thing. Put that in GPT and say, hey, I need 50 different versions of this title, and it'll put it in and it just comes and spits it right out. Don't be afraid of the new tools that are out there. Just start leaning into that, because seriously, they're going to help you be more productive.
And I also shared my spreadsheet too of all the different products that I compared, so that they can have a visual too of just like exactly what I was doing as well. But that will also help you to stay organized if you're filming videos with multiple products in it, so that you're not repeating and wasting your time that way.
Yeah, that sounds great. So for those who are interested in this course, where can they find this course? How can they get access to it?
Well, there's a short link that we'll give you guys that you can use to go there.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll put that link in the show notes, and there's a $20 off. Is that correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
$20 off for just our listeners. So, and we'll have the coupon code in the show notes. This
Awesome.
and based on our Jim, Ed, and I going through it, it's not going to take a long time to go through it, which is good. If you're in a hurry, you're like, oh, I don't have time for another course. You can get through it pretty quickly, but at the same time, there's a lot of good information in there. And I think that the beautiful thing about it is it's already like I've probably taken 2 or 3 takeaways from this that I'm going to start implementing going forward. It's not going to be hard for me to implement these things based on the system that you guys talked about. I think everyone who buys this should find a nugget or 2, if not a lot more, that they can use in their business going forward. And then especially the next time a promotion like this comes out, we'll be ready to really amp up the number of videos we're doing. So.
Well, if you're like me and sometimes you're needing a little motivation, it's great to learn something new, a new way of doing it. It spices things up. And then, you look up and go, wow, I dedicated 4 hours to this on Saturday. And instead of normally getting 6 or 8 videos finished, I'm looking back and I've gotten 30 finished. That would be awesome. Just look at that. So that's going to put the course price down, just under $80 with the $20 off?
Yep, $77 to be exact.
Yeah, awesome. That's awesome. Thank you guys for doing that for our audience. We really appreciate it. Andrew, do we want to let them drop off and then we can just kind of close out?
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you guys so much for your time today. Really enjoyed talking with you. And good luck.
And before y'all drop off, I would like to give a special thank you to Jill Berry. She's the one that helped about your program. Mm-hmm. And we'll make sure she gets taken care of in this process as well.
That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
How about that, Andrew? That was really, really cool. I'm glad we had them on. I'm glad Jill told us about that. That was really, it's going to be a game changer for a lot of people, me included, especially me included.
Yeah, for sure. And I've bought a ton of courses over the years. Okay, I've spent thousands upon thousands of dollars on courses that some of them I didn't use at all. And sometimes, you buy these courses, and that $97 course they got from Travis, right? That we're talking about. To be honest with you, it was dense. It had some good information for sure, but the fact that it told me what I need to know about Amazon Influencer, right? Enough to know that we need to do this. I told Jim Ed about it, and I'm going to go ahead and say this is life-changing. The fact that I saw that course and then bought it and learned the system, talked to Jim Ed about it. Jim Ed's doing it now, and here we are doing a podcast that's dedicated mostly to that. And the course is coming out. It's not about, oh, look at us, we're amazing, but it's that one little course got us going. But these things like this that I think we call it's investing, right? And then a lot of the course creators say it's not you're buying something, you're investing in something, which is true. But even the things that like this, for instance, it is an investment of sorts, right? But not that much money. But can it help you? If time is money, if it saves you hours and hours and hours in the video creation process, I would think it's worth it, right? And you can even run some numbers saying, what we say, like for every video you create, it's about $10 a month or so. Let's just
$8. Yeah, we figured it out at $8.
Let's just say $5. Even if it helps you create, instead of creating 10 videos, you're doing just simple. It says there's a simple technique in the course that says how to double your videos just immediately. But even if 10 turns into 20, each one is $5. There's $100 right there, right?
Right.
$100 right there in 1 month. Guys, this is not a big deal. And again, you guys can do whatever you want. I'm not trying to convince you that you need to buy this course or anything, invest in this course, but I'm just saying it's really helpful. And in general, if you see something offered that you feel like can save you money, can save you time, can teach you a new skill, I'm all for it. And I'm not for buying things just all like crazy, spending more money than you actually have. But when you see something come along occasionally that says this is going to help me with my business, I very quickly make the purchase if I feel like it's going to help me. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah. So, this isn't like the end all be all course that's going to just turn your money into double. But like we said, kind of during the podcast, you pick up just a handful of things and it can really make a huge difference. So you're not going to double your money. It's not just the things that you must know, but it's definitely some things that are going to help you. It's going to help me in the journey. And all I need of course, you're only paying $77. All I need is just a couple of things, a couple of nice little tweaks that are going to point things in a better direction, and it's a win.
All right, guys, if you want to go ahead and pick up this course, invest in this course, the link is bit.ly/VidTurbo, VidTurbo hustle. Okay, bit.ly VidTurbo hustle. And to get the $20 off, just use the coupon code VidHQ, VID, V as in Victor, ID, HQ, 20 off. VidHQ 20 off. Use that coupon code when you check out. You'll save $20. Let us know if you do pick up the course.
Well, that being said, Andrew, is there anything else we need to cover? You want to tell people where they can find us?
Yeah, Side Hustle Heroes HQ On Facebook, go to the Facebook search, type that in, you'll find our group, and then you'll see there. And then if you want to get the video feed of our podcast, you can get that at YouTube. And everywhere else, you'll get the audio feed, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all those places, you'll get the audio feed. That's where you'll find us. And we really appreciate you guys listening to us.
Awesome. Well, that's podcast 23 in the books, and we look forward to seeing you on the next one. Thank you.